Hey guys, so today is April 19th, 2018, and yesterday in the group, Brian asked, where is it here? Said, question of the group, what's one thing you could do tomorrow to be a better trader? And he listed what he said he was going to do. I told him that I needed to be a little bit more patient, more disciplined, wait for better quality setups that yield the highest probability of returns. So I was like, tomorrow I'm only going to trade the 5-minute charts. So I did that today. It ended up working. I felt a little antsy in the beginning that I wasn't taking the trades that Ross was taking or anybody in the chat room. I had to wait out the first 5 minutes, and with that it got me a better feel and a better sense of how the market was reacting. It was already weak. We didn't see anything surging up or going into any halts, or there wasn't much action hitting the scanners. So I'll go over the trades here. 1 second, I have to figure out how to sort this. That's annoying. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay, and we're back. So I started the day with trading EBIO, and the charting that we're looking at is a little different. This used to be a 5-minute chart with the 1 minute, and now I have the 5-minute over here as my smallest time frame with a 15-minute over here. So EBIO, you see my first trade wasn't until 9:35, so I sat out the entire this entire candle from 150 to 175. It's a small move. It was very slow, but this is what the chat room was trading. So my first trade, I bought 500 shares at 174, which was this candle to potentially make a new high. It didn't make the new high. Held it for 30 seconds and bailed out before I hit my max loss of 10 cents. So I took a 6 cents loss, lost $30 with 500 shares. OPGN came up, I think, on the scanners, and 9:35. Got in at 9:50 here at 265. So right about this blue level. So we already watched it come up. It was weak. Came up again. It was weak. Again, weak. We already knew that EBIO was weak. It took a loss on that. So in this candle here, I shorted it. And if you look at the daily too, this daily doesn't have it. Hang on. It had resistance. This might not be accurate. It had resistance at like 276 for some reason. 279 was high of day, and there was some other resistance point, or maybe the resistance was around 250. I'm not sure what I was looking at before. Hang on. Charts, flexible grid. I guess that was it. Maybe it was these other day highs over here at 60. Not sure how I calculated that. Anyway, back to the trade. So after a few fails on this first 5 minute to make a new high, I shorted it as it came back down here because there wasn't going to be any resolution. So I took 500 shares short at 65. It popped up a little bit, but I still didn't feel that it was going to break through both of these candles and then through the high. So I took another 500 shares short. As it came back down, I held these for a little longer, a couple minutes. 255. My average right now is going to be like 68. So I covered most of it at 255, a little bit more at 252 for the 956. And I could use the 1 minute chart when reviewing this, but it dropped down and came back up. So that was a good trade. Next one that hit the scanner was SINO, SINO. Again, with the 5 minute, it popped up here. It didn't have any news. The market was weak. So at 10 o'clock, which is this candle here, as it opened, you see it opened up here and tested high of day. So I entered it pretty much when it opened. My stop was high of day. I started with 1,000 shares. I'm not sure why. Took a short position at 137. So as it got rejected and was coming down, I got in this candle here at 137. 1,000 shares. Every penny is $10, I guess. So I wasn't quite seeing the resolution that I wanted to, and I ended up covering pretty quickly, I guess. It was, 2.5 minutes later, 3 minutes later, but not much profit. That totaled $25, so it was a break-even trade. And this is when I started to kind of slow down and say, hey, I'm shorting everything as opposed to playing the momentum. But Ross took losses on these trades, and I started entering the positions as he was leaving them, or as they were showing weakness. It kind of gave me a little bit more time to set up. I didn't feel that I was chasing. I know shorting stocks, the small caps at 950, it was much more risky, but as it got a little later, 10 and 1020, I felt a little bit more comfortable. Back to OPGN. The reason that I covered at 250 for this one is because on the way up, it had a lot of resistance. Let me see if I could look at the 1 minute here. Okay, so during the first 5 minutes, which I didn't trade, was right in this area, it had resistance here at the 250 mark. So as I shorted it from up here and it came back down to 250, I covered because I knew this was an area where it could potentially reverse, and then it was going through the channel here, and I didn't want to hold through the channel. I just wanted to get towards the channel. It ended up breaking down, and I saw that it was breaking down, but I didn't feel like re-entering, and it only went down another 12 cents from there, which is good, but it did end up coming back up, breaking out. So yeah, took my profit when it was there. The next one to pop up was VTVT, and we weren't sure why that it spiked. There wasn't any news on it today. It went up 40 cents in one candle. Just right here, looking at the 1 minute chart, it was 3 minutes. Went from $2 up to $2.40, $2.47. So at 10:19. I took a short position at 2:38. So as this new candle didn't make any follow through, I felt like we needed a pullback. So I got in about there, a little lower actually. Got in down here. Covered 224, 226, 222, you know, through this area here after this drop as it was, you know, getting support. So looking at the chart that I was playing, this 5-minute chart here, we had this candle to come up. We had this one come up, didn't break the high. As it was breaking down, I got in here at 239, 238, and you know, started covering on this candle. All the action for me was in this one candle. It went all the way down to 216. My best cover was 226, so I left 10 cents on the table. Plus, you know, my first cover was at 224. Oh, the best one was at 222. So, pretty good cover. That one was a $170 winner. The P&L for the day here is $300 realized, $85 in commissions, $84. So, a net of $200, which is ideal for me. That's good. It's perfect. Doesn't make up for my big losses. I'm really red for the week. My green days are small like this. My red days are huge. So I'm going to move forward with this strategy. Looking at the 5-minute only. Just because I know I've only been trading the 1 minute, it's more choppy. I took less trades today. You know, the one that didn't work, it was a buy and a sell. It's a $10 trade. The ones that did work, I was able to scale into a little bit and scale out. So 3 winners, 1 loser, up 200, green to where I wanted to be. I'm going to sign off and catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I can at least go into the weekend with a green day, and I look forward to, you know, seeing how you guys do, and hopefully Kat can keep it up. She's killing it right now with 6 days green, so hopefully Lucky 7's coming, and I'll post up the green streak at the end of the day once everybody lets me know how they did. Alright, see ya.